Hello there, guys. Welcome back to Younes Talks Football. Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. It's funny because yesterday I said Arsenal would beat Sheffield United 8-0. Very close. Very close. 6-0. So it's just Sheffield United, listen, as I said yesterday, they should be finishing the rest of their matches in the Championship. Send them down now. Let them finish the rest of their season against, I don't know, Millwall and Preston North End. Are they in the Championship? I'm guessing they are. But let them finish down there. Just eliminate them from this league now, please. And you know what's funny? Like I said yesterday, Chelsea are playing them in about 4 games' time. So, no funny business from Chelsea. But talking about funny business from Chelsea, we're going to get into the funny business very, very shortly. Because we've got manager rumours, we've got player rumours, we've got ex-players coming out and talking about the current project, and it's all going to be explained. So to start off with, let's talk about the big elephant in the room. What's the big elephant in the room? Well, it looks like, according to Ben Jacobs, and not just him at this point, it's everybody, they've all mentioned it, there has been a brief shortlist that has been released. Who's going to replace Maurizio Pochettino? There's conversations happening, it's clear as day. So, let's get right into it. Here's the latest from Ben Jacobs. As well as Ruben Amorim and Roberto De Zerbi, Chelsea appreciates Xabi Alonso too. Goes on to say, Chelsea haven't made any determination on Maurizio Pochettino yet, despite growing fan discontent. In an ideal world, they don't want to make a change, so nothing is pre-decided. So, we don't want to make the change. I wonder why. Now, when I make the point about finances, people are going to say, no, but Poch is on a 2-year deal. It's not really going to cost us much to just let him go with 1 more year left on his deal. That's not the problem. Problem is going out to pay the release clause of some of the other guys. Oh, no, wait. 2 of these guys have release clauses, don't they? Who are those 2 guys? Xabi Alonso and Ruben Amorim. What about De Zerbi? Does De Zerbi have a release clause? You know what? I'm actually going to look this up right now because I don't think he does, or if he does, it's definitely the cheapest, I would say, because it's Brighton. Let's be honest. So, De Zerbi release clause. Yeah, it's the cheapest. It's the cheapest. £12.8 million to get De Zerbi out of his contract. Ruben Amorim and Xabi Alonso would cost about 25 to 30. Listen, when I see these names popping up, forget Xabi Alonso. I think we can agree that's not happening. Am I correct? Definitely not happening. Liverpool, Bayern Munich, he's got bigger fish to fry, as it's been, touted in recent football fan media, should we say. We're talking about Amorim and we're talking about De Zerbi. But there's one clear indicator here as to where Chelsea will head. Well, now 2, because I've just checked it. It's a cheaper release clause, and he's from Brighton. Of course, Chelsea are going for De Zerbi. I've said it countless times on here now. I am totally in complete belief. As crazy as it is, and as much as I disagree, I am convinced Chelsea have De Zerbi as their number 1 target. I am convinced. No one can tell me anything. Chelsea want De Zerbi. Is that a good thing? Hell no. What are we doing? What are we doing? And I know there's going to be, and I will say this, some of the younger fans, I'm talking 19, 20, 21, right? I see you in the demographics. I see you in my analytics. I can tell who's who. There seems to be a trend with the younger demographic compared to the slightly older lot that believe De Zerbi is a good idea. Personally, I'm going to tell you, I think it's a horrific idea. From the moment he walks through the door, there's already a stigma on his back. And not just that, but you best believe the fact that just because he's come from Brighton is enough for fans to go, no. Is he a bad coach? No. In the same way Graham Potter wasn't a bad coach. Graham Potter's not a bad coach. Graham Potter just couldn't do it at the highest level. I am convinced De Zerbi cannot do it at the highest level. I am convinced. He's had up until now no experience whatsoever at winning. None. At least with Ruben Amorim, he has. He's 39 years old, De Zerbi's 45. But Amorim at 39 years old has already won the Portuguese League, Portuguese Cup, Portuguese League twice, if I'm not mistaken. On the way to winning it again this season. Prior to that, Sporting were nowhere near the conversation, so that's just bearing in mind. But not just that, Europa League final and in the Europa League now. Already getting experience at continental level to get to a final. Already getting experience of lifting trophies on a regular basis. When you go and look at his statistics, if we're going to talk about the stats, we're talking 70% win percentage and higher throughout all his time at all his clubs, despite the other clubs in Portugal being very short reigns. But it's nice to see some consistency. De Zerbi, all over the place. I can't take risks. Look, to put it into context, if Chelsea were if the new owners were walking through the door today and they want to make their first appointment and they go for De Zerbi, it's an experiment, but I don't feel like there'd be much backlash. In the same way that when Graham Potter walked through the door for the first time, there wasn't much backlash. There was a kind of like, huh? All right, let's ride with this. Let's see what's going to happen. We can't do that again. This is what I need to get through to people now. We can't go on the experimental route for a third time. Do you want Chelsea to stay mid-table for the foreseeable? And that's best case scenario. Anyone truly believe De Zerbi will take Chelsea up into the title race for a Champions League spot? No chance, man. No chance. He's never even been there before. In the same way Graham Potter never went there before. Funnily enough, Pochettino's been there before. And even that's not working out. We can't go down an experiment again. Again. No, we can't. We need certainty. Especially the fan base. In order to get the fan base on side now, they need to appoint someone that the fan base can trust. Someone that they can look at and go, okay, I'll get behind this guy. I will. Let's do it. Let's get behind this one. He might just be it. Maybe. No one's going to do that with De Zerbi. Let me guarantee you that now. Especially the match-going crowd. They're the ones that hold the keys. You best believe. No way. No way. Amorim, at least, has a bit of a CV for age 39, and for the only opportunities that he's got come his way so far, he seized it and won silverware. He can't do more. At least there's that. At least with Amorim, I can look and go, there is a chance. He walks into Chelsea and he actually takes us somewhere. There is a chance. Fans can look at that and go, all right, we can get behind this. We can. Even the skeptical ones can go, let's go. Let's see. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Guaranteed. De Zerbi, no chance. No chance. But not just that. Even when you look at his Brighton teams play, for once where they were so good, and I'm not going to say so good. I'm going to take that back. No, I'm going to take that back. I'm going to take that back. 6th and 7th for Brighton is good. But not for us, right? For Brighton, though, he managed to do that, and fair enough. But what happened afterwards? Some would argue that he was let go of players like McAllister, and he was let go of players like Caicedo, etc. and all that. Okay, but he's renowned for bringing in players even after that, like they did with Enciso and Mitoma and all these guys that walked through. Yeah, where are Brighton now? Funnily enough, it looks like they've actually been figured out. And when you go to look at the way that he plays, it's very one-dimensional. It's an identity. It is a system. I have to be honest, I reckon he's got a better system than Pochettino. De Zerbi. I think he does. I think the way that he gets his teams to play is better. But that doesn't mean results. We need results. It's been 2 years. We need results. Chelsea do not have the time. And I will get to that later. Because there's an important individual that said the same thing. But we need results now. It has to come. If not, we're in trouble. Big trouble. We can't go on like this. So I don't have the faith that Zerbi is going to have enough in his repertoire, enough resources to be able to divert into plan B or try something else, or be able to execute something aside what everyone already expects from his teams to play. I fear if Zerbi we get figured out. Some would argue with Amorim that's going to be the case. But again, at least I can refer to maybe he gets a personality in his team that are willing to go through brick walls. Maybe he gets through to his teams to win by all means necessary. Sometimes in a pragmatic sense and sometimes in a expressive sense, in a more attacking sense, in a more flamboyant sense, maybe. Because his record so far speaks for itself. We need certainty. That's my message. That's what I think. So, let me know down below what you guys think in relation to that. The Daily Mail said this. One individual involved in the Chelsea project suggested it would send the wrong message if they returned to the face of the old ownership by appointing Jose Mourinho. What is it that Khabib used to say? Khabib? The fighter. UFC. What? Send me location. Send me location. Send me location of this one guy who is saying this, right? Send me location. What are we going to... What's the wrong message? Winning? What's the wrong message? Actually bringing in someone that's been there and done it at the top level? Some are going to say the same old argument, Jose's washed. Hold that thought, yeah? Hold that thought. When the day comes when this man lifts a trophy again at the highest level, you guys are going to be washed. I'm going to say that now because I am certain that's going to happen again. I am certain. We'll see. But the problem isn't necessarily that. It's not even about Jose. Let's park Jose to one side. The wrong message if they return to the face of the old ownership. Why is that such a problem? The old ownership was such a successful ownership. What's the problem with having someone that was there that time? Clearly, the people that were involved in that ownership didn't mess about. Not like you guys are. So, those guys weren't yes men. So, clearly they're not going to fit with your current model. Anyway, that's that. Let me know your thoughts down below. Now, I saw this, and again, we're going to park the player to one side because I'm going to tell you about the player. But the message behind this, check this out. I'm not sure Chelsea are that convinced on Ivan Toney anymore. I think they've started to look at different kinds of strikers in terms of age. That's from Fabrizio talking about Ivan Toney. Again, let's park Ivan Toney for a sec. Because like I've said before, I am positive Ivan Toney is target number 1 and prime target for Arsenal. If he leaves Brentford, he's going to Arsenal. I never really thought Chelsea would go in for Ivan Toney. I just don't see it. And even if we attempted, we won't get him because Arsenal will get him. But the message behind this, I think they've started to look at different kinds of strikers in terms of age. We're doing this again. We're doing this again. We're going to go and find 16-year-olds. Now listen, Victor Osimhen is clearly the main target. Right? And I've not got a problem with Victor Osimhen. And he's 24. So I get it to that extent. It's not necessarily about the age. It's not just going for someone who's 28. Like, that's not the case. But you tend to find more players in their prime, at their peak, who have done something, who have hit levels in that age bracket. And we're not entertaining that at all because they're over 25. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So differentiate the difference between the 2 points that I've just made. But Osimhen, okay. But if it's not Osimhen, we're not even going to entertain a striker over 25, are we? No, instead, what we're going to entertain is, lo and behold, Brighton. Yes, Evan Ferguson. We're coming for you because we want to be like your club on every flipping level. I'm telling you, man, these guys bought the wrong club. They bought the wrong club, man. It's just incredible. We're linked with Evan Ferguson. It better be Victor Osimhen, but even then, my hopes are lower than they were before because I'm not so sure about the financial situation at Chelsea at the moment. We'll see. We'll see. But don't be surprised. I'm just going to say this now, yeah. If Poch goes at some point, even at the end of the season, do not be surprised if Zerbi walks through the door and then we go after Evan Ferguson. Do not be surprised. Do not be surprised. Things should kick off, but don't be surprised. Just going to say that now. Because if you are surprised, you haven't been paying attention. We are basically Brighton. So, now, talking about where we are, where we're heading, what we're doing, let's bring an old face. A legend. Check this out. Claude Makelele saying, I stopped 6 months ago because the new project with Chelsea is different to the one I built for. Now is a different thing, a different project. It will take time. It's a problem for Chelsea because they don't have time. But yeah, just dismiss what he said because, yeah, doesn't make sense, does it? It makes all the sense in the world as far as I'm concerned. All the sense. He's completely spot on. Some people are actually going to say, nah, Makelele, you don't know what I'm talking about. He spoke about Caicedo too and gave him some really good advice. We're not going to go over that because it's going to take the video too far. But basically giving him some advice on the fact that he's doing well. He needs to learn more about reading, right? Go and check that out. Makelele spoke about Caicedo and it's some very good advice based on someone who had an entire position named after them. That's how flipping good this guy was in his day. Makelele, and for us, absolute legend of the game. Yeah, legend. The Makelele role is still stuck to the game today, right? Crazy, crazy. Pioneer. But he's the second one to come out with something similar, isn't he? Petr Cech said it. People were saying, no, don't twist Cech's words. No one's twisting anything. Why do you think he left then? If he didn't have anything against the project, why do you think he didn't stick around when he had the option to? No one forced him out. He wanted to go. If he was sacked, different story. He chose to leave after having conversations with the ownership because it's a different project. It's a different route. It's a different direction. What did Cech say? It's best that you have people that are going to be aligned with you 100% all the way based on your vision. That was his words. Clearly, that means he's not. If not, he'd still be at the club. Don't be naive. Don't be naive. Makelele, same situation. Left. Why? It's not the same project that he was building for. It's different to the one I built for. What does that tell you? I don't want to be a part of this, is the message here. Here's what he's saying. I don't want to be a part of this. I'm going to see myself out. See you later. Like he said, it will take time. It will take time because this project is crazy. It's insane. It will take a long time if they were to pursue to get Chelsea back to a good level. A long time. He's right. But do Chelsea have the time? Like I've said, like we've all been saying, no. Because if you stay absent for far too long, you're gone. You're no longer part of those teams in that upper bracket. You're finished. You're mid-table. You're gone. You're gone. You're gone. Game over. Goodbye. You are now Crystal Palace. That's it. This is why I'm stressing back to point number 1 of this video. The next appointment has to be spot on. There needs to be certainty. And the powers that be at the club need to start operating this club like a football club and not just like a business looking for a quick buck. Right? The balance needs to be correct between the footballing side and the financial side. It feels like we've abandoned the footballing side purely for the financial side. And it's insane. It cannot continue. But on top of that, the appointment needs to be correct. Because if it's not, you best believe we're finished. We're finished. I would at least 5 years we're gone. You won't hear from Chelsea in a European spot for the next 5 years. Gone. That's my prediction. If it was left to continue like this, if we don't get the next appointment spot on, if we don't start making moves properly at the football club. None of us want that. So let's start doing things correctly. Simple as that. Let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. And I will catch all of you tomorrow for a brand new one where we will go over the happenings of tomorrow. So make sure you're here for that. Much appreciated. Do not forget, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified once I have uploaded. On top of that, the socials on the screen and in the description. Thank you all so much. And I will catch all of you tomorrow for a brand new one. I'll see you lot then. Have a good one, people. See you tomorrow. Take care and peace.